great place to find lyrics. In fact, maybe you just walk around with the tape recorder and record people's conversations. You just add the sentences one after the other. I'm sure you'd find lots of interesting things. Or perhaps uninteresting things, but once you patch them together, you wind up with something really special.
If you know how to edit.
Is there a better train than is the A train better than the B train for lyrics, or?
Yes, what's the most lyrical train?
Well, the IRT will do it. The 7th Avenue IRT. Any time of day or night.
Well, I mean, that's a good tip for our listeners. Perhaps if they don't know where to find lyrics, check out the IRT. Is there a favorite stop? 34th Street, okay? Or
I don't know. Is it all the way up and down the line?
That's great. I bet you never did that, John.
Nope.
Nope. Where do you find your lyrics?
At the end of my pencil.
Smart guy.
No, I just make them up.
You're making them up.
Usually out of,
Thin air?
no, thick air. Some problem or other, or something that happened. That moved me.
Oh, catastrophes?
I mean, trains move you, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not always bad things. Sometimes good things.
Did you ever think of playing with the band,
Yeah.
Suzanne?
Yeah, I've thought of playing with band. I'd like to. I'll probably think about it more seriously when I get out of school. Right now, I'm a senior at Barnard College. So when I get out of school, then I'd like to think seriously about putting a band together.
Are there lots of singer-songwriters at Barnard College?
Well, I don't know. There are a couple. There are a few. There are lots of people who sing songs and play the guitar, but there are not very many singer-songwriters, actually, that I know of.
But I remember when I used to go at City College, in those days, everybody, well, almost everybody, had either a guitar, a joint, or a frisbee. And
Or all three.
Oh, all three, yes. And there were some mean musicians in there. As a matter of fact, some of them have grown out of college. But anyway, this is to tell you that I don't know if the musical college scene is as active as it used to be. But being that you are in school now, maybe you can light up my lantern a little bit.
Yeah, for a while I ran a club on Barnard campus. That's how I met John, as a matter of fact. Remember? Yes, I booked us both for the same night. That's how we met. And it closed. Well, I had to close it because I couldn't. For one thing, it was hard to find people around the campus who would come to it, let alone sing at it. So it was.
Was there free admission?
That was like 75 cents, something like that.
And how large was the population of the college?
I don't remember, but I mean, Columbia is right across the street.
Right.
There are a lot of people who go.
I mean, lots of people, and here you go, 75 cents, and nobody shows up.
Yeah.
And
so
that's incredible. And this has been going on more and more, and I suspect I know the reasons why, but I refuse to accept it. But there is a problem, and I hope we can do something about it sometime soon, because otherwise, I mean, it's really affecting the cultural output in this country.
Yeah, well, the good thing about it was that I met a few people who played in the village, and from them I started going down to the village more and started playing at Folk City.
That's a more positive scene.
Yeah.
There.
I had a dream that my face was old and all the children came to see. First they laughed and then they ran, and I slammed the door behind them. As the tears began to rise, you climbed the stairs. You came into my room where I was waiting there. Now I have dreamed of all men's arms, but this time it was you. I drew the curtains and it was dim, and it was strange and it was new. I have wished that I could hear each secret told by lovers in the battle with each shade of red and gold. I have wished that I could take each man and hold him to the flame and read the secret writing there and know each one by name. I have dreamed that many men have marched across this field. I have wished that I could pour my life into each one, listening, listening, listening.
Thank you, Suzanne Vega and John Guth, for coming down here and giving all this really beautiful music.
And it was quite beautiful indeed. You've just listened to John Guth and Suzanne Vega performing and definitely being themselves on the air of WFMU 91.1 FM in East Orange, New Jersey, a long time ago, given that it was on the evening of Monday, December 1st, 1980. And as I mentioned to you before we started, this was Suzanne's very, very first radio experience ever, which is why she had a bit of the jitters. And she did write me a few weeks after the show, and given that I kept her letter in the cassette case, this is what she wrote, and I quote, "Dear Dan, thank you for your letter. I'm really sorry I didn't answer sooner, but I hadn't had a free moment since the Folk City gig. As a matter of fact, I just got to sit down and listen to the tape of the show, that is. It's wonderful. The whole thing sounded good, and I really enjoyed doing it. I was a little bit nervous, being that it was my first time on the radio, but I think it went well. The Folk City gig went well too, and 2 women who had heard your show came down to see us, which was nice. I would love to play on your show again anytime you have a free spot. You just write to me. It's quicker than trying to get me by telephone, and I'll be glad to do it. I'm sending a blank tape. Thank you for offering to copy a demo for me. I'd like that very much. And thanks again for everything. Hope to hear from you soon. Hugs, Suzanne. And there's a P.S. If John knew I was writing, I'm sure he'd say hi. So here's hello from John. Hello. And, well, we all know what Suzanne has become, given the fact that the following years and decades proved to be pretty amazing for her, as she definitely made her mark as a singer-songwriter and eventually became a very prominent and respected name in the contemporary American music scene with hits such as My Name is Luca and Tom's Diner, which are songs that have gone down in history. So being able to share with you this archive documenting her musical radio debut right here on Radio Numubu is truly a pleasure and a privilege for me, and I hope you enjoy listening to it as much I enjoyed trying to bring the original cassette tape back to a somewhat playable shape so you can listen to it again and again. As far as John Guth is concerned, well, I remember one time I went down to New York, it was during the 90s or so, and he was starring in a Broadway musical called Deep River, I think, or River Wide, something like that. It was showing around Times Square, and I'm sure he's doing good. This was Dan Berman's Blast from the Past on Radio Numubu, and if you enjoyed this program, please tell your friends to check us out on www.numubu.com so they can tell their friends, and so on and so on. And until next time, stay creative, and we'll catch up on the rebound, okay? And to bring us out in style, we continue to listen to Peter Finger and his piece entitled Wishbone Ash.